Today we'll learn about the effect of social interaction in social life.
Chapter 1, Social Mobility. Definition of social mobility, types of social mobility, factor of social mobility, social mobility chat. What is social mobility? Social mobility is movement of groups and individuals across the social structure or change in position in social structure. According to Paul B. Horton, social mobility is a movement from one social class to another social class.
Types of social mobility.
There are two types of social mobility. First, vertical social mobility. Vertical social mobility is divided into two, that's are social climbing and social sinking. Second, horizontal social mobility. In horizontal social mobility, no change in social status.
Vertical social mobility. According Anthony Goldens, vertical mobility is movement up and down on socioeconomic scale, or the person who change from one strata to another strata. There are two types of vertical social mobility. First, social climbing. Social climbing is a person increase position towards a higher level. For example, an employee who works hard can become a manager. Second, social sinking. When a person decrease position towards a lower level. Mr. Endo was manager, because he made some mistake, he resigned from his job. Horizontal social mobility. When individual or group change their position in social structure without changing their position in social hierarchy. For example, a farmer migrates from Java to Kalimantan. In his new province, he become a farmer too.
Another type of social mobility. First, intergenerational social mobility. Intergenerational social mobility is movement social position of a person or community that occurs in the same generation. Second, intergenerational social mobility. Intergenerational social mobility occurs between several generations in one line. Responsible factors of social mobility. First, social structure. Second, individual factor. Third, economic factor. Fourth, social status. Fifth, political factor. Sixth, educational factor. Seventh, demographic factor.
Obstacle factors of social mobility. First, poverty. Economic factors can make social mobility. For low economic people, to reach higher social status is difficult. One cause of poverty is low education. Low educated people affect human resources. As a result, getting a job is difficult. Second, discrimination. Discrimination is the differentiation treatment of a person or group for some reasons, like differences in nation, ethnicity, race, religion, or social class. Third, strong socialization. People who still hold a traditional view will find difficulties to have social mobility. Social mobility channels. Number 1, educational institutions. Formal and informal education institutions are channels for vertical mobility. Number 2, political organizations. Professional person in political organization can get higher status if he or she has high dedication in organization. Number 3, economic organization. Companies provides opportunity for someone to achieve vertical mobility. Number 4, professional organizations. Professional organizations like teacher organizations, PGRI, doctors, IDs, soldiers, TNI, can make someone to achieve vertical mobility. Question. Number 1. Identify differentiation between intergenerational social mobility and intergenerational social mobility.